So what I'm going to do is I have this picture here, and for some reason I think it would look better, and it's pretty elongated enough to sustain the wall here like such. Feel and standpoint of the decorative aspect of these frames here, they have a theme. So I'm going to kind of match and marry this theme along with the photographic wall. So that's what kind of inspired me to relocate these. You know, it's all about balance. It has to look good, and it has to, you know, give the right feel and impression. So the way I'm gonna do these, because they all vary in size, that was my intention. I didn't want anything to particularly have the same type of frame. I like, usually in interior design, they do a lot of mixing and matching with certain things. To me, it's pleasing to the eye, and you get different variations and different patterns, which, if it's done properly, can give you the right effect. So that's what I'm gonna achieve on this wall here. So I'm gonna take those from this left-hand side. I'm gonna drop them over here. So I'm gonna probably go uniform it where the heavier big portion is gonna be to my left here. And I may do that a little bit more on the right-hand side of the wall. I'll show that as I go along. And I'm gonna have the smaller frames kind of be centered in the middle. I'll stack the photos as I see fit and try to balance them the right way. I usually eye a lot of this stuff. For some, measuring might work well, but I like making it up as I go. Well, for the most part, I intuitively just kind of feel my way through it and get it right. If it's off, I'll recenter it or reset it. I go with hammer and nails only because, from a patching standpoint, I'm pretty good at patching that up. I keep the nails as small as possible. These frames are not that heavy, so I use a small drywall nail. Most people can use the quick stick type of 3M or some of the other manufacturers that make the sticky products that you can put on and move off. Those are good as well. You can get yourself a tool like this. As you can see, it says no more measuring. This is a great tool. It's all in one. It's by a company called Saker. I have no stock or anything associated with this product. It's just from a standpoint of picture hanging, it's one of those tools. There are a few other manufacturers that make them like this. This little button here, so if you were to hang this on the wall, imagine this were the wall, you could press this button here, and as you can see, if this were on the wall, this tray extends down like such, and then you can use these to help pinpoint and mark the wall that way. Use your trusty leveler to ensure that everything is straight. This just snaps right back. Very convenient. You can go very small enough to where, you know, you can fit this out of the way or in your tool cabinet or whatever. It's not big and bulky. Get an idea, that's probably like a 1/2 inch wide. That's what the back looks like. You can find this online. Amazon might sell them. eBay. That piece there is going to stay, and it doesn't bother me too much. I think it's going to balance well off of this picture here. So I already have it set to go. I've done a nice job of decorating this wall with holes. These will all be filled. I'm not going to do it now because if ever I change this room or go another direction, I'll fill them all at one time as opposed to doing bits and pieces. For this particular wall is make sure this is centered properly. Okay, so here we have the finished product. A little small paint patch job, and that's the finished result. You know, you can kind of measure from the bottom, get the right measurement there, also from the top. That way you can, you know, center it, and then of course from the left to the right portion you can center that. Shifting from this left portion, now we're gonna tackle this big blank canvas here. Heavier pieces tend to gravitate towards the bottom, and then up top, almost like a pyramid. Since I have a lot of extra space at the bottom, I'm going to start with the smallest piece up top and get a good feel for where I think this should fall.
So generally with the blue tape method, what you want to do is just take your frame. This one's already pre-marked because I already know where this is going. But what you would do is measure. This is the size of the frame. This is 12 inches long. As you can see, I already have this pre-marked, but that's where my marker would go. That's my center mark. Then I would just take this, and you see how that lines up nice and even on the wall. I would use that as a gauge. Mark the wall. And if I remove this, my nail was already there, so it's already set in place. Hang your photo, and then you're done.
We're looking at, these are hung pretty well. I'm going to continue on and finish. One good way of doing this that I didn't do is that I could actually lay these all out on the floor. I'm being a little lazy, but I think I'm gonna have to lay out on the floor and then take that and impose that on the wall here. So